Hello, welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to learn listening English with a story, working at a French bakery. In a small, charming town in France, there was a lovely bakery called Le Petit Pain, the Little Bread. It was a traditional bakery, known for its delicious French bread and pastries. Many people in the town loved to buy bread and treats from Le Petit Pain every day. Antoine was a young man who worked at Le Petit Pain bakery. He had been working there for a few months, and he was learning to be a baker. Every day at the bakery was busy and filled with wonderful smells. Antoine's day started very early, even before the sun rose. The bakery needed to be ready to open early in the morning, so the bakers started work while the town was still quiet and dark. When Antoine arrived at the bakery, the ovens were already warm. The head baker, Monsieur Paul, was already there, preparing the dough for the day's bread. Monsieur Paul was an experienced baker, and he knew all the secrets of making perfect French bread. Antoine put on his baker's apron and hat. He washed his hands and got ready to work. His first task was to help prepare the bread dough. Monsieur Paul had already mixed the basic ingredients, flour, water, yeast, and salt, in a big bowl. Antoine's job was to knead the dough. Kneading dough means pushing and folding it with your hands to make it smooth and elastic. It was hard work, and it took time and strength. Antoine pushed and folded the dough, again and again, just like Monsieur Paul had taught him. The dough started to feel smooth and alive in his hands. While Antoine kneaded the dough, Monsieur Paul prepared other types of dough for different kinds of bread and pastries. French bakeries are famous for having many different kinds of bread, long baguettes, round loaves, and many more. After the dough was kneaded, it needed to rise. Rising means letting the dough rest in a warm place so the yeast can make it grow bigger and lighter. Antoine placed the dough in large bowls and covered them with cloths. The dough would rise slowly while they prepared other things. Next, Antoine helped to prepare pastries. Le Petit Pain was also famous for its delicious pastries, croissants, pain au chocolat, and fruit tarts. Antoine learned how to shape croissants from flat pieces of dough into crescent shapes. It took practice to make them look perfect. He also helped to fill pastries with cream or chocolate. The bakery was filled with the sweet smell of butter and sugar as they prepared the pastries. While Antoine and Monsieur Paul worked in the kitchen, another employee, Madame Sophie, prepared the front of the bakery for opening. Madame Sophie was in charge of selling the bread and pastries to customers. She arranged the freshly baked goods in the display counters, making them look tempting and beautiful. She also prepared the coffee machine and set out cups and plates, ready for customers who wanted to have breakfast or a coffee at the bakery. As the sun started to rise, the first customers began to arrive at Le Petit Pain. The bakery doors opened, and the warm, inviting smell of fresh bread spilled out onto the street. Customers came in to buy their daily bread and pastries. They greeted Madame Sophie with "Bonjour" and ordered their favorite items. The bakery became busy and lively with people coming and going. Antoine moved from the kitchen to the oven area. It was time to bake the bread and pastries. He carefully placed the trays of risen dough and shaped pastries into the hot ovens. He watched them closely as they baked, turning golden brown and smelling even more delicious. Baking required careful timing and attention. Antoine learned to judge when the bread and pastries were perfectly baked, golden brown on the outside, soft and cooked through on the inside. He used long wooden paddles to take the hot trays out of the ovens, the bakery filled with the wonderful aroma of freshly baked bread. Customers waiting in line could smell the bread baking, and it made them even more eager to buy. Throughout the morning, Antoine continued to bake bread and pastries, helping Monsieur Paul keep the display counters full. He learned new baking techniques and became faster and more skilled at his job. By lunchtime, the morning rush was over. The bakery became a little quieter. Antoine and the other employees took a short break to have lunch. They ate simple sandwiches made with fresh bakery bread, of course. In the afternoon, Antoine's tasks changed a little. He helped to clean the kitchen and prepare for the next day's baking. He washed bowls and trays, swept the floor, and organized the baking ingredients. Keeping the bakery clean and organized was also an important part of the job. As the day ended, Antoine felt tired but satisfied. He had worked hard all day and he had learned a lot. He had helped to make delicious bread and pastries that people in the town would enjoy. He liked working at Le Petit Pain Bakery. It was a traditional place, full of warmth, delicious smells, and friendly people, and every day was a new opportunity to learn more about the art of French baking. Antoine knew he was learning a valuable skill, and he was proud to be working at the heart of his small French town's daily life. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Thank you. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn listening English with a story. Mai learns to study. Mai was a student in a school in Vietnam. She was a happy and friendly girl. She liked to go to school and play with her friends, but Mai did not like to study very much. When Mai was at home, after school, she preferred to play games or watch TV. She didn't spend much time doing her homework or reading her books. Studying felt boring to her. She thought playing was much more fun than studying. In class, Mai sometimes found it hard to understand the lessons. When the teacher asked questions, Mai often didn't know the answers. Her test scores were not very good, but Mai didn't worry too much. She still thought playing was more important than getting good grades. Mai's teacher, Miss Lan, noticed that Mai was not studying hard. Miss Lan was a kind and patient teacher. She wanted all her students to do well. One day, Miss Lan talked to Mai after class. "Mai," Miss Lan said gently, "I have noticed that you don't always finish your homework and your test scores are not as good as they could be. Is everything all right?" Mai looked down at her shoes. She felt a little bit shy. "Yes, Miss Lan, everything is all right," Mai said quietly. "But I don't really like studying very much. It's a bit boring." Miss Lan smiled kindly. "I understand that studying can sometimes feel like hard work, Mai," Miss Lan said. "But studying is very important. It helps you learn new things, understand the world around you, and achieve your dreams in the future." Miss Lan explained to Mai that studying was like building a house. Each lesson was like a brick. If you put the bricks together carefully and strongly, you could build a strong and beautiful house. If you didn't put in the effort, the house would be weak and not very good. "Studying hard is like building a strong house for your future, Mai," Miss Lan said. "It takes time and effort, but it is worth it in the end. When you study hard, you will understand more, you will do better in tests, and you will have more choices in your life later on." Mai listened carefully to Miss Lan. She had never thought about studying like building a house before. Miss Lan's words made her think. Maybe studying wasn't just boring homework. Maybe it was important for her future. Miss Lan gave Mai some advice on how to study better. She told Mai to make a study schedule, to find a quiet place to study, and to ask for help when she didn't understand something. Miss Lan also told Mai that studying could be interesting if she found ways to make it fun, like reading interesting books or working with friends. Mai decided to try to study harder. She wanted to build a strong house for her future, just like Miss Lan said. When Mai went home that day, she made a study schedule. She decided to study for 1 hour every evening after dinner, before she played games or watched TV. She found a quiet corner in her room where she could study without being disturbed. At first, it was a little bit hard for Mai to follow her study schedule. She still wanted to play games right away, but she remembered Miss Lan's words about building a strong house. She told herself that studying was important and she needed to try her best. During her study time, Mai focused on her homework. She read her textbooks and tried to understand the lessons carefully. When she didn't understand something, she asked her older brother for help. Sometimes she studied with her friends from school. They helped each other and made studying a little bit more fun. Slowly, Mai started to see changes. In class, she began to understand the lessons better. When the teacher asked questions, Mai could often answer them correctly. She felt more confident in class. When the next test came, Mai studied hard for it. She reviewed her notes, practiced exercises, and asked Miss Lan for help with things she didn't understand. She spent time studying instead of just playing. When the test results came back, Mai was surprised and happy. Her score was much better than before. She had gotten a good grade on the test. It was the first time she had gotten such a good grade in a long time. Mai showed her test score to Miss Lan. Miss Lan smiled and praised Mai for her hard work. "I am very proud of you, Mai," Miss Lan said. "You see, Studying hard really makes a difference. You are building a strong house for your future." Mai felt very happy and proud of herself. She realized that Miss Lan was right. Studying hard was not just boring homework. It was a way to learn, to grow, and to achieve her goals. She felt the satisfaction of her own effort and success. From that day on, Mai continued to study hard. She still enjoyed playing games and having fun, but she also understood the importance of studying. She made studying a part of her daily routine. She found that when she studied hard, school became more interesting, and she felt more confident and successful. Mai learned that studying hard was not just about getting good grades. It was about learning, growing, and building a strong foundation for her future. And she was happy to be a student who learned to study and work hard for her dreams. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Thank you. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn listening English with a story. Lily's first day at the bakery. Lily was starting her first job today. She was going to work at a bakery called Sweet Sunshine Bakery. Lily was a little bit nervous, but also very excited. She loved bakeries, and she loved the smell of fresh bread and cakes. Sweet Sunshine Bakery was a small and friendly bakery in her town. It was known for its delicious cakes, cookies, and bread. Lily was happy to get a job there. Early in the morning, Lily got ready for work. She put on her new uniform, which was a light blue shirt and a white apron. She made sure her hair was neat and tied back. She wanted to make a good first impression on her first day. When Lily arrived at the bakery, the sun was just starting to rise. The bakery looked warm and inviting, with lights shining from the windows. She took a deep breath and went inside. Inside the bakery, it smelled even more wonderful than outside. The air was filled with the warm, sweet smell of baking bread and vanilla. Lily smiled. She knew she was going to like working here. A friendly woman with a kind smile greeted Lily. "Hello, you must be Lily," the woman said. "Welcome to Sweet Sunshine Bakery. I'm Mrs. Daisy, the owner." "Hello, Mrs. Daisy," Lily said politely. "Yes, I'm Lily. It's nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you too, Lily," Mrs. Daisy said. "I'm so glad to have you join our team. Come, let me show you around." Mrs. Daisy showed Lily around the bakery. First, she showed her the front area, where customers came to buy cakes and bread. There were glass counters filled with colorful cakes, rows of freshly baked bread, and baskets of cookies and pastries. Lily's eyes widened. Everything looked so delicious. Then Mrs. Daisy showed Lily the kitchen area, behind the counters. This was where all the baking happened. There were big ovens, mixing machines, and tables covered with flour and baking tools. There were bakers in white hats and aprons busily working. Mrs. Daisy introduced Lily to the other bakers. There was Mr. Ben, who was making bread dough. There was Miss Rose, who was decorating cakes with frosting and flowers. Everyone was friendly and welcomed Lily warmly. "Lily, on your first day, you will be helping Miss Rose with cake decorating," Mrs. Daisy said. "Miss Rose will teach you everything you need to know." Miss Rose smiled at Lily. "Welcome, Lily. Ready to learn how to make beautiful cakes?" Miss Rose asked kindly. "Yes, I am," Lily said eagerly. She was excited to learn cake decorating. Miss Rose showed Lily to a workstation with a table, frosting bags, different tips for the bags, and a plain cake ready for decoration. Miss Rose explained the basics of cake decorating. She showed Lily how to fill a frosting bag, how to hold it, and how to make simple decorations like swirls and dots. Lily watched carefully and listened to Miss Rose's instructions. Then it was Lily's turn to try. She picked up a frosting bag and tried to make a swirl on the cake. At first, her swirls were a little bit wobbly and uneven, but Miss Rose was patient and encouraging. She showed Lily again and again, giving her tips and advice. Lily practiced and practiced. Slowly, her swirls started to become smoother and more even. She learned how to control the frosting bag and make different shapes. Miss Rose showed her how to make frosting flowers and leaves. Lily tried her best to copy Miss Rose. It was a little bit challenging at first, but Lily was determined to learn. She liked making things look beautiful, and she enjoyed working with the sweet frosting. She focused on her task and kept practicing. As Lily worked, she could smell the delicious aroma of cakes baking in the ovens. She could hear the gentle sounds of the bakery, the whirring of the mixing machines, the soft chatter of the bakers, and the happy sounds of customers in the front area. The bakery was a busy and happy place to work. Throughout the morning, Lily continued to practice cake decorating. Miss Rose gave her more cakes to decorate and showed her new techniques. Lily learned quickly and improved with each cake she decorated. She started to feel more confident and comfortable in her new job. For lunch break, Mrs. Daisy invited Lily to join her and the other bakers in the break room. They all ate lunch together and chatted. Lily learned more about her colleagues and about working at the bakery. Everyone was friendly and supportive. Lily felt like she was already part of the team. In the afternoon, Lily continued to decorate cakes. She even started to create her own simple designs. She decorated cakes with colorful frosting swirls, chocolate shavings, and little sugar flowers. She felt proud of her work when she saw the finished cakes looking pretty and delicious. Time passed quickly. Before she knew it, it was the end of Lily's first day. Mrs. Daisy came to check on her. She looked at the cakes Lily had decorated. "Lily, these are beautiful," Mrs. Daisy said, impressed. "You are a natural at cake decorating. You did a wonderful job on your first day. Welcome to Sweet Sunshine Bakery." Lily smiled, feeling very happy and proud. "Thank you, Mrs. Daisy," Lily said. "I really enjoyed my first day. I love working here." Lily finished her work for the day and said goodbye to Mrs. Daisy and Miss Rose and the other bakers. She walked home, feeling tired but very satisfied. Her first day at the bakery had been a success. She had learned new things, made new friends, and discovered that she enjoyed working at Sweet Sunshine Bakery. She looked forward to going back to work the next day and learning even more about baking and cake decorating. Lily knew that she had found a job that she would truly enjoy, a place where she could work hard, learn new skills, and be part of a happy and friendly team. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Thank you,